Honestly, you wish this was clickbait, like, ooh. Hi guys, my name is Lily, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of the time I spent the 4th of July with my math teacher, his family, and my boyfriend. Like, what more could anyone ask for? Can you hear the sarcasm coming off of my voice? Because it's there. So basically, here's some backstory that you're going to need to know to like fully understand the story. As you all know, or most of you know, I go to a super artsy school. It literally focuses on art. There's a huge wait list to get into, and just today they were doing second consideration to let people in. That's fun. But yeah, no, it's super artsy. All the teachers, including the core teachers, i.e. math and science teachers, normally focus in some type of art, you know, like as you would at an art school. So my math teacher, you know, Mr. Bertram, he does music and singing and acting. So like musicals would be his forte, right? Well, every year during the summer the school puts on the summer musical, in which they go out, they pick a musical, they do it, it's great, it's fun, it's a great experience, like everybody that auditions gets a part, it's really cool, it's a great way to like get you into the theater, you know? I think it's really cool. And last summer they were doing the musical Into the Woods. No, but no, and my boyfriend got the part of being the Prince Charming. He was Cinderella's Prince Charming. And yeah, no, my math teacher happened to be the one who was, you know, the director or whatever, so like my boyfriend and my math teacher, also his math teacher, like the math, like one of two upper level like high school math teachers. I literally like, this is the math teacher I'm going to have, like, Mr. Bertram, I'm going to have you until I graduate and like until I'm a senior. I'm currently a sophomore, so like get used to me, like you know. So my boyfriend's mom happens to be really good friends with my math teacher's parents, because before my boyfriend was born, his mom and my math and Mr. Bertram's parents, they're really good friends. They were really good friends before like my boyfriend was born. So like there's that, like just minor details. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. So it's a couple weeks before the 4th of July, and I'm hanging out at my boyfriend's house, and his mom is like, yo, like, you want to hang out with us on the 4th of July? Like, you want to hang out with Dad on the 4th of July? And I'm like, yeah, like, why not? Like, hell yeah, like, why not? Like, why would I not want to do that? So she's like, well, me and him are gonna go to a family friend's house, like, you can come with if you want, like, it's totally, like, let me just ask them and see if, like, it's totally chill if you want. And I'm like, okay. And like a couple days later, like, my friend texts me and I was like, yo, like, my mom said that, like, you can come with. And I was like, okay, cool, like, that's cool. And then like he had said a name, and my boyfriend was like, and so is like excited to meet you. And I was like, that name sounds really familiar, but I couldn't, you know, figure out who it was, you know. So, you know, a week or so passes by, and it's a couple days before the 4th of July, and I'm talking, like, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, and he mentions something about, like, Bertram, and I was like, for the play? And he's like, no, for the 4th of July, and I was like, wait, what? It's the 4th of July, like, why, what? And he's like, that's where we're going, like, his parents' house, and I was like, what? This is news, like, okay. So I just kind of acted like that's chill. I was like, oh yeah, like totally, I was paying attention, because, you know, this is like the first time I had heard like that this was a detail that was happening. So the actual day of the 4th of July rolls around, and so like my boyfriend picks me up, like we go over like to my math teacher's parents' house, and we get there, and like the car ride over, by the way, is like so awkward for me, because I'm like, I don't want to go, I don't want to be there, I don't want to spend like 5, 6, 7 hours like with like I don't want to spend that much time like with my math teacher and his family. Like, it's because it wasn't just him and his parents, it was my math teacher's parents, my math teacher's wife, his kids. He has two twin boys, by the way, who are the cutest freaking kids you have ever met, like I swear. And his brothers and his sisters and his cousins and his like everything. So I'm like, yay, like yay. So I get there, and keep in mind, my math teacher's parents, their house is so freaking nice. Like it's so nice. It's like a bigger house. It's like really, it's one of those like, it's a house where it's like in the areas like super rich, basically like grandparents. And that's basically like who they were. They were just super rich grandparents. And I was like, oh my god, like this is crazy. So I get there and everybody's like, oh my gosh, like, hi, you must be Lily. And I'm like, just like nodding my head, shaking yes. Like they're acting as though I am a long lost cousin, when in reality I am just dating a guy whose mom happens to be really good friends with my math teacher's parents. Like, like I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, I don't know where to even, so, you know, the day continues on, life is good, like we're just chilling there. They're like, oh yeah, like we get some food or whatever, and they have like a volleyball net like set up in this little like backyard thing, because there's like a giant, like it's a pretty big backyard. They have like a giant pool. The pool is important to the story later, because like, why would it not? And you know, we're in the backyard, we're playing like volleyball, and somehow my math teacher and all of his like brothers and sisters and cousins or whatever are so like unbelievably good at volleyball, to the point that it makes me look horrendous. Like I normally can't do sports, but there was a stretch in time when I was killing it and I was like, oh yeah, and I was totally hitting it great and it was awesome. Keep in mind, I'm doing all of this in a like high-waisted, basically black skater skirt, like just sheer tights, and a blue loose tank top. Like I'm doing all of this in that, like I'm wearing some Converse, I have some tights, I have a skirt, I have like a shirt, you know, and like, cause like why would I like why would I, you know, be like chill and wear like shorts and a t-shirt? Like no, I had to wear a skirt. So I'm doing this like in a skirt. And my math teacher, I had never seen him in anything but like a dress shirt and like a pair of dress pants. Like that's all I had seen him in. And he's just wearing like some like regular, you know, shorts or whatever, like, you know, like I don't want to say like dad shorts, but basically like dad shorts. And like just a t-shirt with like a math joke on it. It was like he was wearing flip-flops and I was like, it is, and he was like having like a normal conversation, it was very chill, and he was like low-key swearing at points when his kids weren't around, and I was like, what is this? Like it was like one of those instances where you see like your teacher or something like at the store living their daily life and they're not wearing like what they wear to school and you're really confused, but like it's a million times worse because it's like it's your parents' house. Like this is the house that you grew up in. Like I feel so uncomfortable for so many reasons. Like it's so weird. And he would like tell stories about like his parents and his brothers, and I'm just like he'll be telling these stories in class and I'll be like, yeah, I could see your brother doing that. And I like Myra will look at me and be like, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, like I've met them. And I'm just like like that's not weird. So basically, we play a bunch of rounds of volleyball, and every time I'm on a team, like, my team wins. So, I mean, like, yay. But at the same time, like, oh, you know, like, a little bit of time passes, and then, like, everybody's like, yo, let's go in the pool. And I was like, what do you mean, let's go in the pool? Because, like, I looked disgusting, and for, like, very personal reasons. Like, I was like, I'm not about to, like, freaking go in a pool and, like, take off these tights. Like, the hell no, like what do you mean? And then my boyfriend was like, no, like it's fine, like just do it. And I was like, fine, like if you want me to go that bad, like I'll do it, you know? So I freaking go, and he throws me in the pool. I literally get thrown into this pool, and not like physically like picked up and thrown, but I'm kind of just like sitting, I guess I'm more like dragged in, I guess, if that makes any sense. But I was kind of just like sitting on the edge with my like legs setting because I really didn't want to get in, because like I'm like I'm wearing like a strapless like bikini top with like some crazy like prints going on right here. Just like a basic pair of like black bottoms and like a like bikini printed top. And I'm wearing this and I feel so uncomfortable because my math teacher is just chilling at a chair with his wife, literally like not 10 feet from me. And I'm like, this is so, I felt so uncomfortable the entire time. I was like, this is so weird, like what is happening? So now my boyfriend like drags me in. Also, genius decision, I literally did like crazy makeup. Like I had like nice contour and highlight and like intense eyeliner and like red lip. And so, you know, I had like super dark lipstick going on and I was like, oh yes, let me just get drug underwater. So, you know, that was fun. So I just continue on the rest of the day trying to just go like, oh yeah, like it's fine. I mean, thank God that I'm a crybaby and I just waterproof makeup. So you know, we're just chilling in the pool doing normal pool stuff. So then we like get out of the pool or whatever, normal human being, and then before we go to like the main, where like the main fireworks were, because like they were in like, there was this really rich neighborhood had this like park where everybody would go and people would come in and they do like professional fireworks and stuff. So they would go up and they're really big and like the loud ones that are like technically legal in the state of Oregon, but nobody really cares about that, and played with music and yada yada yada. And then like, but before that we were like playing with my math teacher's kids, you know, because he has 2 twins. So it was him, his wife, his kids, my boyfriend, and me. And we were just chilling out front, you know, like setting off like little teeny tiny fireworks and like playing with sparklers and stuff, because like why not, right? Yeah, no. And then like my math teacher's dad comes out and is like, hey, like what's up? And I was just standing there talking with his dad and I was like, what is happening? And then we finally go over and watch the fireworks, you know. But because like I had been in a pool for a while and, you know, because I have like, there's zero like body mass anywhere, I was freezing cold. So I'm literally just sitting there like shivering. And my boyfriend was like, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be warm. And he like throws his blanket on me and I'm like, oh whatever, like that's so cute or whatever. And we're just chilling in some grass and we're like watching some fireworks, and then like that ends and then like we go home, you know, like, and like on the way, on the walk from the park back to like where like the car was, you know, to like go home, you know, or whatever, like my math teacher was like, so like what were you guys doing, because we were like sitting like kind of like off to the side from like the rest of them, you know. And then my boyfriend looks over and is like, I don't know, what do you think high school students do? And my math teacher just rolls his eyes and just like in like the like one of those, and I was just like, like death, like death, because like my boyfriend at the like, he did not care, like does not care about PDA whatsoever, like does not care. So like he'd like try to kiss me or whatever and I'd literally be like, nope, because like I hate PDA, I hate like I hate people, I hate super social events where I don't know anybody, so this was really uncomfortable for me. And he's like, and I was like, I'm gonna try to kiss you, and I was like, nope. Nope. And literally like he said, like my boyfriend says that, oh my god, teacher's like high school students, and I'm literally just like please don't fail me in algebra, like please don't fail me in algebra, like. But you know, so then I finally get home like on the 4th of July, like that night, I guess it'd be like morning at that point because it was nearly midnight. And my mom was like, so how was it? And I was like, I just spent the past like, god, I don't even know, what's like 3 p.m. to like 11 p.m, like however long that is, like do the math, like actually no, it's probably like 11:30, like do the math, and that's literally like how long I spent like at their house, and it was so uncomfortable and I will never do it again. Yeah. Hey guys, so that was the story time of the time I spent 4th of July with my math teacher and his family and my boyfriend, and TBH, not even the weirdest thing that's happened to me. Not even like the top 5 weirdest things that have happened to me. Like, God, I don't even know. But you know, so if you liked that, give this a thumbs up because I got more crazy story times, and I don't know why I keep making story times, but they're really fun for me to film. And I hope that I wasn't too awkward in this one because I feel like I was really awkward. Gonna do a lot of editing. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more because I make more videos and they're really weird and they're really funny, and you should do that because, yeah. Also, leave down some comments below. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you on the 4th of July? Like, what's the weirdest thing that's happened to you, like, with a teacher? Like, not even just your math teacher, because, like, God. I have so many stories, like, about, like, my teachers and me and my school, and especially Mr. Bertram. Like, Mr. Bertram, if you ever watch this, like, just remember that that day was, like, probably one of the weirdest and most uncomfortable days for me, but now looking back on it, it was, like, a good way to, like, bond with you, if you know what I mean. So we now have that really weird connection of that's, like, the first time I, like, saw you outside of school. And then, like, literally 2 weeks later I went and saw, like, the play, so that's cool. But yeah, no, just comment down below, like, literally anything like that. Also, comment down below some, like, ideas for stuff that you want me to talk about. Like, if there's something you want me to talk about, leave it down below, because I will do that. You know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, thumbs it up, comment down below, subscribe, because I can't English apparently. You know, yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!
Blood still stains when the sheets are washed. Sex don't sleep when the lights are off. Kids are still depressed when you dress them up. And syrup is still syrup in a sippy cup.